Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you the best home screen customization tricks on the OPPO Find X9 and X9 Pro. So if you're tired of the basic look that is on most of the phones, which looks like this, you pretty much have all the icons with the different colors and some widgets, we can change that by using the customization options that have been added to this phone. And first off, we're going to start with the theme store that is downloaded on the OPPO phones. So this is what it looks like. We're going to go inside the app, and here's where we're going to find a lot of different themes or wallpapers or even fonts and things like that have been provided for the phone. So you can install them immediately on the phone without pretty much doing anything. So you can just select themes, find the theme that you like, and then just press apply to download it. So let's try to find a good one. So this one looks pretty interesting, low poly. So we press apply. Keep in mind that you need to be logged in for this to work. So you need your OPPO account linked to your phone. And then once you press apply, it's going to download. And once it's downloaded, it's going to apply the wallpaper. As you can see, it looks something like this. The wallpaper itself looks nice, but I think the icons could be a little better. And the lock screen also looks pretty good. So now let's move on to the icons. Let's say I want to change these icons to something else. And to do that, we're just going to enable the wallpaper editing mode by holding on an empty space on the screen anywhere. So it could be in between the apps or on the bottom. So just like this. And this is what the mode should look like. And now to change the icons, we're going to go to wallpapers and style, and then we're going to press on icons. And here you have a whole bunch of icons that come with the phone pre-installed. So these ones are here. And you can find more by tapping on more, and it's going to take you to the once again the theme store. And here you can find some other icons. But let's work with the default ones for now. I'm going to use classic. And the options for customizing the different icon presets are different for each preset. So as you can see, the flux, for example, has different colorings, and shadow and material all look pretty different. So let's start with classic, and we have some options, for example, like all the dark icons, which puts the icons in the dark mode. It's going to have to install the look of the icons first, but once it does, it's going to apply. And then we have Art Plus icons, which are icons basically redesigned. And as you can see, there are some slight changes. For example, the Spotify logo changes significantly. But this is pretty much what this option does. Then we have icon itself, which basically just changes the size of the icon, as you can see. Then we have rounded corner, which allows us to change the roundness of the corners. And you can make it all the way up to a circle like this, like my icon square. Then we have app name, which is set to extra large, but we can set to anything we want. But if we want to get rid of the app name fully, we need to exit out the icons mode. So close that down, press cancel right here, or apply it if you are satisfied with the changes. So I'm going to press apply. Then we're going to come back to the lock screen editing mode by pressing on an empty space, and then selecting home screen or selecting layout, this option right here. So here we have hide icon names. If we tap on that toggle, it's going to hide all of the icon names, and it's just going to be the icons themselves, which looks pretty clean. And then we also have this option right here, which allows us to change the amount of columns on the lock screen. As you can see, a lot more apps fit in here. So you can have 5 apps fit in columns. I like 4 because it makes the icons look a lot more simplistic and less cluttered. So I'm going to use that one, press apply. Then let's come back into this mode right here. And then we also have the widgets. And widgets are pretty much these little icons that are specific for some app to display some information. So something like the main widgets right here. So the time widget and the Google widget. So you can tap on the Google widget to open up the app immediately with the action that you've selected. You can check the time. They can be purely decorational or even functional. Well, if we want to add our own widgets, we're going to select one of the widgets, and widgets can be only used with the apps that you have installed on your phone. So if you want to use a widget from some app, you're going to install that app. And let's select, for example, music. So let's say I want my albums to be displayed. You can use either Apple Music, Spotify, or just the normal music app. I'm going to use this one. So we can have the simplistic song title, artist name, and the rewind buttons or playback buttons. Or we can do a little bigger one, which displays the album cover a little bigger, and the thing itself is bigger. So I'm going to add this little one by pressing add. And you can see that right here, but if we open up the editing mode again and drag it like this by holding on it, and then just dragging it anywhere, you can place it anywhere. So I want to place it here. I think that looks nice. And then we can just exit out to apply it, and as you can see, it now works. So once I play music, this is going to change, and I can even start playing music and pausing it by just pressing the widget. So this is how widgets work. And now let's say we want to create a folder like this, where there are compact apps which you can immediately tap to access them, as you can see. And we can also access the folder itself by pressing on the bottom right of the folder to open up all of the apps available. So if you want to use a folder like this, what we're first going to do is create a folder itself. And to do that, we're going to go back into home screen editing mode, and then just select the apps that we want to add into a folder, like that. And then press create folder. And it's going to immediately create a folder like this. And we can either drag the icons into the folder or select a bunch of icons at the same time and drag them into the folder in the release. And this is how we create a normal folder. So this is what it looks like. To pull the items out of the folder, we're going to go back into lock screen editing mode, select the apps that you want to pull out, hold them, and then just release them anywhere on the lock screen, like that. But if you want to make our folder look like this, where it's accessible from anywhere, and we need to exit out of the editing mode, so just normal home screen, and then just hold on the folder to open up this little section right here, and press Enlarge folder. And as you can see, it makes the folder look the same as this one, where we can tap on any app, and it's going to launch it right away. So this is how you make these bigger folders. And this is how you use the customizations. So that is pretty much it. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.